And what would be the U.S.'s response should Venezuela attack U.S. oil major ExxonMobil, which is operating in Guyana's waters?
It would be a very bad day for the Venezuelan regime if they were to attack Guyana or attack ExxonMobil or anything like it. It would be a very bad day, a very bad week for them.
This morning, Saturday, 1st of March 2025, at approximately 7 hours, a Venezuelan armed patrol ship entered Guyana's waters.
A storm is brewing in the Caribbean, not one of wind and rain, but of politics, power, and petroleum. Guyana, a nation that for decades remained in the shadows of its more developed neighbors, is now at the heart of a geopolitical battle that could change the Caribbean forever. And at the center of it all, oil. Lots of it. But with great wealth comes great conflict. The United States has pledged to protect Guyana, but at what cost? Will America go to war with Venezuela for control of Essequibo? And if it does, what does Guyana stand to lose in return? Buckle up, because this story is bigger than you think. In 2015, everything changed. ExxonMobil, an American oil giant, discovered over 11 billion barrels of oil in Guyana's offshore Stabroek Block. That discovery instantly made Guyana one of the world's largest oil producers per capita. Overnight, a small country with fewer than 800,000 people became an oil powerhouse. Guyana's economy, once heavily reliant on agriculture and mining, was now set to skyrocket by 40% growth in a single year, outpacing every other country on the planet. But this newfound wealth came with a price. Venezuela, suffering under crippling economic sanctions and desperate for resources, saw Guyana's oil boom as an opportunity and a threat. President Nicolás Maduro wasted no time reigniting Venezuela's claim over Essequibo. In December 2023, his government held a controversial national referendum, asking Venezuelans whether the region should be annexed. The vote was largely seen as a political move to rally nationalistic support.
Voters whether or not they approved of the idea of incorporating the disputed territory of Essequibo, which accounts for roughly 2/3 of neighboring Guyana, into Venezuela as a new state. According to Venezuela's electoral authorities, over 95% of respondents approved of the idea. So the big question now is whether or not Venezuela will take military action to claim the territory and its copious offshore oil reserves.
But what followed was even more alarming. Venezuelan naval vessels began patrolling near Guyana's oil-rich waters, and ExxonMobil was forced to consider shutting down its drilling operations near Essequibo.
What is the flag of the ship? Over.
We are Bahamas.
What is the port of registry? Over.
Port of registry is Nassau.
Please tell me what is the name of the master and nationality. Over.
Question received. No comments from our side.
The tension was no longer just political. It was military, and the world started paying attention. Enter the United States. With billions of dollars in American oil interests now at risk, Washington made its position clear. Any attack on Guyana's sovereignty would be seen as an attack on American interests. Senator Marco Rubio, a key player in U.S. foreign policy on Latin America, warned Venezuela in no uncertain terms. America would not hesitate to intervene militarily if Maduro made a move on Guyana.
For adventurism. There will be consequences for aggressive actions. And that's why our partnership in that regard will be important. That is not what we want to be a feature of our relationship. And we will not allow illegitimate territorial claims to be an impediment to your dreams and to your right to develop this country into a symbol that I hope will inspire others to follow the example you set, Mr. President. So thank you. Thank you for the chance to be with you.
It was a clear warning. But was it a promise? Could the U.S. actually go to war for Guyana's oil? And more importantly, would Guyana have to pay the price for American protection? History has shown us one thing. When oil is involved, the United States doesn't play games. From the Middle East to South America, America has long used its military might to protect its oil interests. And Guyana's oil reserves are now worth hundreds of billions of dollars. But here's the question no one is asking. If the US is willing to protect Guyana, what will it demand in return? Will Guyana's sovereignty be compromised? Will ExxonMobil gain unchecked control over the country's resources? And most importantly, will the Guyanese people truly benefit from this oil boom, or will they become pawns in a much larger game? And let's not forget about the other players in this game. China and Russia are watching closely. China has already invested billions in Guyana's infrastructure and is positioning itself as a major player in the region. Meanwhile, Russia has deep ties with Venezuela and would likely back Maduro in any conflict. If a war breaks out over Essequibo, it won't just be a battle between Guyana and Venezuela. It could become a proxy war between the world's superpowers. The stakes have never been higher. But what about the people of Guyana? While politicians and corporations make their moves, it's ordinary Guyanese citizens who stand to lose the most. Some fear that their country could become the next Venezuela, suffering from resource exploitation, corruption, and economic instability. Others see this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Guyana to finally achieve wealth and prosperity. One thing is clear: the future of Guyana hangs in the balance. To understand what's happening today, we have to rewind over a century. The Essequibo region, a massive land area covering 2/3 of Guyana, has been a source of tension between Guyana and Venezuela for decades. In 1899, an international tribunal awarded Essequibo to British Guyana, which is now modern-day Guyana. Venezuela refused to accept this ruling, claiming the territory was unjustly taken from them. And now, more than 120 years later, that dispute has exploded back into the spotlight, this time with far more at stake. And Caribbean nations like Jamaica should be paying close attention. Right now, Jamaica is conducting core sampling to determine if it has oil reserves of its own. If Jamaica strikes oil, it could face many of the same challenges Guyana is dealing with today. The question is, will Jamaica learn from Guyana's mistakes and successes, or will it fall into the same geopolitical trap? Guyana stands at a crossroads. Will the United States truly protect its sovereignty? Will Venezuela escalate its aggression, or will diplomacy prevail? The answers to these questions could shape the future of our region for generations to come. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think the US will go to war for Guyana? Should Guyana trust America, or should it find its own path? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories shaping our world. Let's keep the conversation going.
Royal Marine Commandos on the Al Faw Peninsula in the southeast of the country.